right now.
Hello and welcome to the Uruguay Natural Energy X Prix, and it's the Extreme E 2022 season finale. Today it's Shakedown, and that gives the drivers the chance to get to grips with this new course and to test the cars ahead of racing tomorrow. And why is that important? Well, it's the championship decider. 4 teams are in the mix, and knowing Extreme E, absolutely anything can happen. This course will bite, and it's going to be epic. Round 5 of the season sees us travel to Uruguay and the city of Punta del Este. So, why Uruguay? Well, it's a global leader in energy production, with a daily average of 98% coming from renewable sources. Transportation is this progressive country's next challenge, and electric vehicles like these are part of the solution. It's located on the Atlantic coast. It's a stunning location and a fitting host for the title decider. And so on to the headlines ahead of this all-important, decisive final weekend of the 2022 season. 4 teams are in the mix. Rosberg X Racing, Nico Rosberg's outfit, are 17 points clear and leaders of the pack. And of course, defending champions from season 1. They are ahead of X44 Vida Carbon Racing, who are ahead of Acciona Sainz, and then number 99 Hummer EV Chip Ganassi Racing. It's important to note that car setup is going to be mightily important in this championship fight on this new course. Forget the sand, forget the dirt or the desert. We're now on the grass, and it's muddy. We had heavy rain earlier in the week, and this racing line is going to continue to evolve as we head into this weekend. Indeed, many drivers saying to me, course evolution is going to be the biggest yet. Mark my words, it's going to play a huge part in this championship fight. Before we look ahead to the weekend's action, let's take a look back at this incredible season so far.
The title will be decided in Uruguay, and our season so far has been full of drama.
Massive crash, it's McLaren!
The opening race of season 2 saw a huge collision between Neon McLaren and RXR. Despite having damage, RXR hunted down their rivals to take the first win of the season. An adrenaline-fueled double-header on the island of Sardinia followed. Round 2's dramatic final saw Johan Kristoffersen and Carlos Sainz come together in a huge shunt for the Spaniard.
Contact, massive shot! Kristoffersen into Sainz!
Handing number 99 GMC Hummer EV Chip Ganassi Racing a maiden victory. Round 3 saw RXR bounce back with a daring dive into the water by Michaela Arlen-Kotelinski that saw them take a well-deserved victory. The championship's first visit to South America followed as rivals battled to stay in the title fight in Antofagasta, Chile.
Oh!
The chasing pack were handed a boost when RXR retired ahead of the final due to a technical issue.
And we are green, we are on the charge in Chile.
X44 Vida Carbon Racing muscled their way into the lead before a series of dropped flags meant potential time penalties for the front runners.
Now Gutierrez has hit a flag!
Every second would count. McLaren and X44 continued to battle all the way to the end, with Emma Gilmore crossing the finishing line first.
Gilmore takes it from McLaren.
However, post-race penalties meant that it was X44 who were crowned winners of the Copper X Prix. Now it all comes down to the final fight on the shores of Punta del Este and its advantage, Rosberg X Racing.
For me to win the championship, it would be massive. I've never won a championship. It would mean so much, but it's still very tight. So we have to stay on our toes, do the best that we can do, and approach this weekend just like we do with every weekend.
Coming to the last race of the year in the lead and also as defending champions, that is a great feeling. You always have a little bit of a target on your back when you arrive. And yeah, we had some close fights during the year, so there will be elbows out definitely for the last event. But I think me and Michaela will just try to focus on what we can do and maximize our performance. It's going to be a tight fight, but yeah, we will do absolutely everything that we can to try and secure this championship.
Well, for this round, there are a few new faces to get to know, so let's get through them, shall we? Molly Taylor makes her return. The Season 1 champion is back, and she lines up alongside Kevin Hansen, who has made the switch to Veloce Racing. Championship driver Fraser McConnell is in for Kevin at JBXC. RJ Anderson replaces Carla Duke at Chip Ganassi Racing, and here at XI Energy, it's all change. Timo Scheider is out. He's championship driver here, and this man right here, as if by magic he appears, Ezekiel Compank is in. And it's fair to say you were very excited last night. You've been out for FP1. How was it, and how much did you enjoy getting to grips with this car and this course?
It was so much fun. We went out the first ones, in the morning. The track was still a little bit wet, so it made it even more fun. So yeah, had a blast.
And what are you thinking about the course in terms of evolution? I'm hearing it's going to evolve very quickly and very drastically.
Yeah, you could see the cars now in the end. They had a lot more grip compared to the ones that we went first. But I think over the weekend it's going to be even more faster. And I think the racing over here, once we get 5 cars at the same time, is going to be mega.
And tell us about your racing experience so far and how that is going to help you here in Extreme E.
So it's completely different, to what I'm used to. Off-road is my first time, it's my debut, especially in Extreme E as well in this mega car. I think in terms of, a single car lap is different, but I think once we have more cars on track, I think my experience that I bring from GT racing with 65 cars is going to be useful.
Get your elbows out, absolutely. And I saw you and Tamara together toward the start of the week as well, and you only met a few days before, but already the banter was flying and the chemistry was there. How are you guys enjoying your time together as teammates, new teammates?
Yeah, I think like the Argentinian-Italian combo, it's like we're brothers, we are both Latin, so in the end we got used to each other, and we had a really good relationship from the start. And I think now also in the car, analyzing data and stuff from driving side is also really positive. So yeah, really looking forward to see what we can do during the weekend.
Oh, it's going to be a fiery, spicy pairing. I can't wait. What are the aims for this weekend? What are the hopes?
Well, for sure we are the underdogs, at least me, because it's everything new to me. But yeah, we are here to make a surprise and yeah, see where we can get.
Oh, I love it. Make a surprise. Great stuff. Thank you very much. Best of luck heading into this weekend. Thank you, Ezekiel.
Thank you,
welcome to the Extreme E family as well. Well, let's take a look then at the action out on this incredible course and join our commentators for the first time. Welcome to Jenny Gow and Andrew Coley.
Thank you, Laura. Yeah, excited to see this course, which will decide the championship. And very different conditions, you can see, causing a few people to go slightly off-road, Jenny.
Yeah, it is tricky out there, and I think it's going to take the drivers a little bit of time to get used to what is such a very different surface that we've ever really experienced in this. It may be a throwback to Dorset last year.
I was going to say the same thing, but Dorset was much muddier, wasn't it? And here you can see people getting crossed up. I think grass is more slippery than people assume, but one of the biggest things for me will be the way that the course is going to develop. So where there is grass, there will be none at some points later this weekend. It will be more turning to dirt. I think we can expect to see ruts. And those kind of conditions are the sort of things which Compank rightly acknowledged himself for XI is potentially going to struggle with. He'll get there. He's actually got a family history. His dad was a co-driver in WRC, so yeah, he's excited anyway.
This is the X44 Vida Carbon Racing team. Now they have the best chance of trying to snatch the championship title away from RXR. Points-wise, 17 away, and Sebastian Loeb will want to do his best to try and whittle that down and just start making an edge into RXR, who are, of course, favourites to win the championship this weekend.
Well, they were favourites to win it, weren't they, last time out? Really, if you think about Chile, they had an absolutely disastrous weekend. They wouldn't have been counting their chickens. They're far too professional for that. Here they are, the championship leaders. Johan Kristoffersen, who, of course, won the title last year, and Michaela Kotlinski, who will be winning for the first time if she were to win with him. Two-wheeling here. Huge bicycling moment there behind the bushes. You can see running wide onto the grass. Lucky to get away with that. And let me tell you, not everybody got away with it today.
There's some really interesting dynamics out there. Quite a few changes this weekend. And while Arlene Kotlinski's looking for her first championship win, last year's championship winner, Molly Taylor, is back this weekend in at Veloce. And that could cause some really interesting shuffling of the pack.
Well, she's actually signed a deal as well, Jenny, for a longer-term deal with Kevin Hansen, who's moved there from JBXC. So all change at a number of the teams, but no change really for RXR, pushing on as usual. They weren't that impressive in FP2, but I don't think you can read too much into that.
That is a bold claim.
Yeah, but they might be trying settings. I think they were P8, weren't they, in that session, and also there were a lot of penalties given out, particularly in FP1. Nearly every team, and again, bicycling. And note, you'll see in a minute one of the teams having more than a bicycling issue, rear end of the car kicking up here. So yeah, a lot of penalties for speeding, but again, I don't think the teams are too fast because they know the penalties don't really mean anything at this point. Here's that new driver pairing we were just talking about.
Yeah, Molly Taylor, Kevin Hansen combining to take over from Christine GZ and also Lance Woolridge. So a new pairing, but really a good chance for them to test the waters, try and understand what this car is going to give them and build for next season. All eyes really for a lot, not all eyes, but a lot of eyes on next season already.
Yeah, definitely. I think some of the teams and drivers here are fishing around to see what's going on. Interesting if Veloce have chosen to sign them already. I'm not at all surprised. Kevin Hansen and Molly Taylor are both an absolutely class act. They were P9 in FP2 today. They'll be hoping for more of that during the course of the week. And at least, of course, they both know the car. Veloce did actually request that Molly could have a shakedown run on the basis that the car's been updated since she last drove it, and it was refused because basically the championship said, look, she won the title last year, you can't tell her she's a novice. I kind of agree, but I think the car is so much better since the dampers have been changed that it will be quite a big change for her from what she drove last year.
Yeah, she did drive the first round of this season, but as you say,
the old spec.
Yeah, exactly. Now, another change. RJ Anderson in here with Sarah Price in the GMC Hummer EV team, and he should be quite exciting. He's only 29. This is his first experience of electric cars, but he has a pedigree of racing behind it, which should suit this circuit.
Yeah, absolutely. Comes from the wide range of off-road categories which race over in the USA. A lot of UTV racing, and I would expect him to get his head around the car fairly swiftly. Him and Sarah Price know each other well, so from a partnership point of view, you know, I reckon they'll get on okay. Happy
Thanksgiving for our American viewers as well. I know there are quite a few Americans celebrating Thanksgiving in the paddock. Tanner Faust as well there, enjoying it, but it'll be fascinating to see what this new pairing can do across the course of the weekend.
Well, great to see the cars in action out on the course. More to come very soon. But for now, I'm going to speak to one of the new kids on the block here in the Extreme E paddock, amongst a few. RJ Anderson, welcome to the Extreme E paddock. How are you finding your first day at school, as it were?
Yeah, I'm having an absolute blast. It's a learning process and a very fast learning process. We get very limited track time here at Extreme E, so I'm having to learn not only go against some of the best drivers and teams in the absolute world and in the dirt here, but in the grass here, so should I say, here in Uruguay, but having to do it rather fast, so I'm enjoying the process so far. One good thing here at Extreme E is all the drivers are in the same boat as far as not a lot of track time. So that is one thing that's working to my advantage maybe a little, is I don't have anything to compare it to. I hear everyone talking about comparing it to this track or to this track or to this surface or that surface. And for me, it's all I know. So I'm starting from the bottom and just making tweaks and adjustment as we go. So I'm enjoying learning and having to do it very fast, as I said.
And tell us about your driving experience so far and how it's prepared you for a weekend here with Extreme E.
So I come from mostly a short course racing background, which is short course off-road trucks on a motocross style track. Won a couple Baja 1000s, which is obviously very diverse terrain from what we have out here, as well as a lot of UTV driving experience. So I would say Extreme E kind of falls in the middle. If I drew a triangle around all those vehicles, it falls kind of in the middle. So it relates to all of them, not directly, but this is definitely my first electric type racing. So I'm learning the nicks and knacks of what makes these things work, and it's definitely a learning process, but I'm able to apply some of my other types of racing. Looking forward to that it's door to door with other competitors out there, because that's my favorite style of racing that I do.
Oh, we're excited to see how you get on. Welcome, and thank you very much, RJ. Best of luck for this weekend. Well, let's take a look back at Chile. It was action-packed from start to finish, but drivers being drivers, they found some time for a bit of fun.
If the competition wasn't tense enough on the course, the drama also continued off it. In an Extreme E first, the drivers took each other on in the virtual world of Xbox game Forza Horizon.
What are we doing today?
Playing some video games.
Yeah, let's go.
The great thing about this partnership is being able to actually have someone at home race against the real drivers. We're in the middle of the Atacama Desert. We've replicated that on Forza Horizon and allows fans to race against their idols and hopefully win or lose and go through the same sort of emotions that all of our drivers are going through.
It was too tight, huh?
No.
Oh.
Ah, Definitely broke the radiator.
Did you see that?
Look at that.
That was...
Bank turn.
There was a huge amount of competition between the different drivers. We ordered it a bit like Top Gear, and what we're getting is that real competitive aspect to it, which is what this sport is all about.
Oh, that was late on the brake. That would be a good lap. Oh, you got it. I think you got it.
I dedicate this to my family, my wife, everybody back home. Yes. That was a good one.
So far, so good.
Oh, no.
No, in the last corner.
Yeah, but keep going. You might be. I know you've lost it.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back.
Pretty incredible that we've been able to recreate this in a virtual environment and also in a real environment. And connecting the two, that's what Extreme E is all about. I think this is one of those things that we will do at every single race. It's great for the drivers, it's great for the fans, and actually allows us to connect with millions of people that can't be here in the middle of the Atacama Desert.
It is pretty sick to see it and watch the replay of it like coming by and seeing all the graphics. So yeah, it's pretty dope.
Well, the game is really good fun. I'm not good at it, but the game is really good.
Great to see your own car there, or our car, and racing on the new Extreme E Forza game.
I'm definitely going to come back this weekend and redeem myself because my lap was horrible.
You see I was the fastest girl as well, so I'm going to try that.
Yes.
Crashed it basically every corner, but it's good.
Kind of in reality, we do the same.
You're going to see a lot more from Extreme E and the virtual world and gaming and esports. You know, this is just the start of what is going to be a very exciting relationship.
For sure, I need to come back and up my game.
Done. Bye.
Well, that looked like a lot of fun, didn't it? So I've popped over and I'm going to lay down a hot lap myself. There's one way to get to the top of that leaderboard, and it's to go first. I've got Toby here, who is showing me the ropes on Forza Horizon, and we want you to get involved as well. Off I go. There's a link somewhere on the screen. I can't show you. I'm keeping both hands on the wheel. We want you to download this course and get involved. Pit yourselves against me, not difficult, and against our championship drivers as well, slightly more difficult, and post your times. We want photographic evidence of just how fast you can go as well. And while I continually miss this checkpoint and slam into the wall and the fence and the tree, once again, it's probably best we head back to the action on track with Jenny and Andrew.
I wish I'd let us commentate on that. Would have been brilliant.
I would have been up for that, yeah. We'll have to have a word with Laura about how awful she was. But I don't think she's going to be signed up for the female side of any of the teams soon, Laura. You need to show better than that. It was your opportunity.
Right, Dennis United. These two signed up for next season and very much looking for some form this weekend. They've got 33 points in the championship, and just look at the way they're driving this weekend.
More bicycling though, Jenny, meaning up on two wheels. So that part of this grass thing where the cars dig in a little bit, you're judging how much the car can slide before it grips. You don't want it to roll over. So actually on the sides, this is Laia Sands, who of course was so fast last time out. Myself and Carlos Sainz, they are also in this championship fight.
Yeah, 23 points behind the leaders, so it would take a lot, but don't count them out just yet, because as you say, last time out in Chile, they were impressive, and Laia Sands, fastest of the females.
Going back to Munnings and Hansen, signing a multi-year deal is going to make you chill out just a little bit, isn't it? A lot of these teams haven't sorted
in a good way or a bad way?
In a good way. In a good way. You've got some security. You know that if you have a roll or a little moment, the team's not going to go, oh, we've had enough, you're out. So a lot of these teams don't have driver lineups. That's a big opportunity for those drivers who are jumping in this weekend to stamp their mark on the championship, but also the drivers who are in the team will have one eye on those drivers coming in thinking, oh, am I secure here? So not that many people with sorted driver lineups for next year. I like to think that Carlos Sainz might be okay at the team named after himself. I don't know. What's your thoughts?
I've loved watching him this year. I think he's been absolutely brilliant. And once again, proving out there in Uruguay that he was top-notch. Really, really good. So next up, JBXD is Hossas with a new driver in and one that Andrew Coley, you know a little bit about.
I'm a big fan of Fraz. So I've been lucky enough to commentate on most of Fraser McConnell's career since he switched from rallying to kind of off-road race disciplines. So Rallycross, first of all, America's Rallycross, Nitro Rallycross, and actually that was where he caught Jenson Button's eye. He won around the Nitro Rallycross, and literally the Monday after had a phone call from Jenson Button saying, any chance you'd be interested in coming doing a bit of Extreme E? So it's great to see Fraser here, teamed up with Heather Hossas. I think it's a really promising pairing.
24-year-old from Jamaica, Bog Walk.
There you go.
What a name,
Big
what a
up
place.
Jamaica. There he is.
Loving that he's here in the championship, and our championship drivers have really blossomed this year. They've all had a chance to get out there, get in the car and show what they can do. And this weekend, how much expectation is there on Fraser, do you think?
I think, well, don't forget he was the championship driver for the last couple of rounds, so he's driven the Odyssey 21 before, and that's a huge advantage when you're jumping into a new series. He was aware of the car, he knew his split times were good. Jenny, we were watching him this afternoon in FP2, and he was very close to the times of the top drivers. Header as well needs to be there. Remember, it is a partnership in every one of these teams, but yeah, good to see him get a shot, and that's another one of our championship drivers that's stepped up to the plate.
Absolutely.
Big moment here for Anderson. Clara Anderson, who's been right on the pace in the World Rallycross Championship. She had some great results at the final round in the Nürburgring, but a big spin there.
Yeah, and interestingly, Anderson now in for Jutta Kleinschmidt this weekend. She kind of deputised last time out, but this time she is in there. She'll team up with Alatia. He's delighted to have her alongside him, and let's see what they can do. But I tell you what, they were feisty out there, and this course can really catch you out.
Yeah, look at Alatia in full send mode there, wasn't it? I'm pleased to see Anderson back. She got a better crack at the win this time. Remember, last time Kleinschmidt hurt herself in one of the sessions, and she stepped in at the last minute, and that's not the best way to do it. So this time she's getting all the practice sessions as well, and hopefully that will help. So now this is the team we mentioned from earlier. We were talking about cars bicycling, digging in two wheels, and Emma Gilmore actually had a role in FP1.
It was a weird roll, though. It kind of
strange.
Slow dig in, and then it went up on the side, almost like it hit a curb and then bounced over.
Absolutely, Jenny,
so
bang on.
A lot of work had to be done down at the team. So unfortunately, once again, crash damage impacting the start of their weekend. But you can guarantee Tanner Faust on Thanksgiving weekend will go out there and hope he can smash it.
Yeah, they were up in P4 in FP2. That's a great result for them. So I think they'll be amongst it. They'll certainly be amongst it. They were on it last time because they nearly won. If it wasn't for those pesky stewards who got involved last time out. So
Don't start me off on stewards.
10 very competitive teams in this weekend.
Well, there we go. The action on track wrapped up for the day. And one of the, I say new, but it's not really a new face, a returning face to the Extreme E paddock. One we're very glad to see back is Molly Taylor. How are you doing?
Thank you. It's lovely to be back. I've certainly missed it, so it's nice to be back with Veloce and Kevin Hansen, and it's a great bunch of people, so really looking forward to not only this event, but next season.
Yes, of course. You're booked in for next year already. Season 1 champion, and of course you raced earlier in the season alongside Kevin Hansen in Saudi Arabia as well. How much are you looking forward to getting back in a team with him, because he brings so much energy, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. A lot of fun to be around, and yeah, obviously very, very talented and good at his craft as well. So always something that I can learn from him, but yeah, great vibe as well and great energy. So yeah, I think it's going to be a fast and a fun year.
Talk me through the aims for this weekend, and indeed, of course, looking ahead to 2023 and getting a bit of winning momentum going here.
Yeah, I mean, we've got nothing to lose here. We're in a great, we've got a great opportunity here that, championship points aren't a consideration for us. So it's about, everyone learning each other, and it's a new car, and every car's, set up a bit differently, and so trying to, build a good package. But yeah, going as fast as we can, and the priority is to drive hard, learn a lot, and be in our best shape for hitting the ground running in 2023.
And as you say, much to learn here on what is a very different course for Extreme E, certainly this season. Thank you so much. Best of luck this weekend, and enjoy it. Make the most of every moment, and we look forward to see how you get on. Thank you, Molly. That's almost it from the Shakedown show. That's all the action out on track. I'm going to hand back to our commentators, Jenny and Andrew, for the final word. I'm off to get some practice in on Forza Horizon.
Yep, she needs it.
You read my mind. I was just about to say,
Poor
sorry,
old
Laura.
Sorry, Laura, we're being mean. I'm so pleased to see Molly Taylor back. Champion, lost her drive. I thought that was disappointing when a champion loses their drive. She's back with a great teammate. I'm excited for that. We know how much closer the racing's been since the cars have been modified, and I think only 4 teams in the championship fight, but 10 up for the win.
Certainly, when it comes to those 4 teams, this is the one in pole position. RXR certainly have an advantage, a 17-point lead over everybody else. But Acciona Science, X44 and Chip Ganassi Racing will all be trying to close that gap and see if they can become Extreme E champions this year. Let's see what happens. It's all waiting for you this weekend.
Like to drive now.